Hello, welcome back to the Entrepreneur Investor Connection. Today I'm talking about NFTs and cryptocurrencies. It's been a crazy week. I know you've been seeing that Bitcoin went down, so people are freaking out. But people I know are all scrambling to try to buy as much as possible right now. We've been talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars going into cryptocurrency today. So I just wanted to create some content around it, starting to talk to people who are in the game, want to get in the game. So I'm going to start out by talking about NFTs. So last week, I bought a few NFTs, right? There's this super interesting project called the Pizza DAO. It's called rarepizzas.com. It's an insane story. We'll get into it a little bit more, but I got one of those pizza boxes. I also bought an NBA Top Shot pack, and I got one card that was worth $750 in that pack. NBA Top Shot is another super interesting opportunity. I bought virtual land. I bought my old block that I grew up on in the Bronx, on 167th Street. I bought the Joker steps. I don't know if you remember in the movie, he was in those steps, and I grew up on that block. So I bought that block in virtual AR reality, augmented reality. So I'll explain all this. I'll show you all this stuff. But to start, I got a bunch of people on Clubhouse. How are you guys doing with all this information? Like, what do you guys want to know more about? So I can make sure I cover some of that too. Anything? Nothing? All right. If you got any questions during the way, just let me know. All right. So I'll start out by, let's see, what I'll talk about first is, go ahead. Somebody have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. How can you make an NFT?
All right. So the easiest way to make an NFT that I've seen is a platform called OpenSea. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube, and if you use my link, they give me a commission on anything that sells. No, actually, I don't know how it works. I know I get a commission of some kind, but OpenSea is one of the few platforms that have this thing called lazy minting. What that means is you don't have to pay the gas fee to mint your NFT. When I say mint your NFT, I mean that you will turn your image into something that's on the blockchain. So the Ethereum blockchain costs gas fees to put whatever you want to do onto the Ethereum blockchain. So what OpenSea does that most don't do is they don't charge you for that process. They wait for the person to buy it, and when the person buys it, that's when they mint it. So that's pretty cool, because right now a lot of the other platforms, you have to pay every time you want to put up a piece of art. You have to pay the gas fees, and right now the gas fees are really high. The gas fees, since I've been looking today, are like $150, $175 per mint. So that could be expensive, so there's ways around it, like working on OpenSea versus the other ones. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
So basically, I'm gonna start showing you guys. Where should I start? Maybe I'll start with NBA Top Shots, because NBA Top Shots is pretty crazy, actually.
Can you explain where the gas fees go towards? Like, what is it? Where does it go? Where does that money go?
So the gas fee basically is how the miners make the money, because let's say you have a mine in your house, which is basically a computer that logs all the transactions of the blockchain. So the way it works is more and more computers around the world have the ledger of the Ethereum blockchain. So every time you want to add something to that ledger, those miners, the computers have to do some type of work. So you're paying the miners to log that entry in the blockchain ledger. So it's a fee that goes to the miners. And then there's a little bit extra fee for the platforms too. But I don't think that comes out of the gas fee, actually. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's clear now. Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a major problem with Ethereum right now, which it's blowing up a lot faster than it was supposed to. So the gas fees are getting like out of hand. So there's a bunch of things coming out. A good coin to look at actually is called Matic, MATIC. It just came out. I mean, no, it was
also
called
known
That's Polygon.
It used to be called Polygon, right? And now you can buy it on Coinbase, which is new, and that means it's growing well. But it's only 30 cents, and it's trying to solve that gas fee problem. So it does a lot of the same things Ethereum does, but the gas fee is much, much less. Of course, all this stuff, I'm not your financial advisor. I just tell you what I do. You can do whatever you want, do the research. But Matic, I believe, is a good coin to invest in, and I have invested in it. So has Omar. Omar told me, Omar and his group have been explaining a lot of different things about crypto to me. And we're working on a way to help more and more people understand this opportunity, because it's pretty crazy. Like I've been talking to people that are involved in every asset class. And I'm literally talking to people that have millions of dollars of real estate, and they're changing and putting most of their money in crypto because it's such a crazy opportunity right now. And that's why I'm like, all right, NFTs are important, but NFTs is just like the tip of the iceberg right now. This is all built on crypto. The reason why NFTs are popping is because all the people that are making money selling all these coins, it's just like the real world. They spend their money on things like art to keep from paying taxes. So the reason why all these NFTs are going for so much money is because there's so many people making money off what's called decentralized finance. So this is why I'm creating content and telling people buy Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is like the entry point. Like once you go into the rabbit hole of Bitcoin, you'll start to be like, okay, so what's Ethereum? What's this? What's that? And that's where people are making a lot more money, because those coins are going up 10x, 20x, 5x. Of course, they're more volatile, but if you time it right and you understand what you're doing, you can make a lot more money than in Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is still good to have and be safe. Bitcoin is probably the safest volatile asset, right? So it's just a super interesting time. And I want to create this content and create these conversations because I first found out about this stuff maybe 5 years ago. I went to this actually Latinos in blockchain event, right? And this guy's explaining DAI to me. DAI is what's called a stable coin. And I'm looking at this guy like, are you talking in English right now, or Spanish or Chinese? I don't understand what you're saying at all. So I was just like, you know what? I can't understand this. I'm just gonna not deal with it. It was hurting my brain. And I just wish he would have just stopped me and shook me and said, no, you need to understand this. This is gonna make trillionaires. And I was just like, you know what? Cool, that sounds cool, but I don't know, whatever. Now looking back then, Bitcoin was like $300-400. All this stuff, Ethereum was probably like $1. DAI was giving 10% interest on the money. So like if you put $1,000 in DAI, you would get 10% interest versus keeping money in a bank that's giving you 0.001% interest. So it just was like, why would I not spend more time trying to understand that, right? So that's why I'm creating this content now, because I'm like, all right, it's unacceptable anymore for any of us not to understand this. And I'm not saying you're going to get rich tomorrow, but this decentralized finance thing is freaking incredible. When I tell you there's online banks that have no people where you can get a loan in seconds. They don't check your credit history. They don't check your race, right? They don't check anything. It's just based on how much crypto you have. You can take a loan, no problem. No monthly payments. You just pay it back by a certain time, or your asset, your collateral goes away. So it's up to you to keep track of, okay, I just put $1,000 of, let's say, Bitcoin in, and they just lent me 500. That interest can keep going up till it gets to 1,000, and then they just take your money back. They take your Bitcoin. But if you pay it back before then, you make you did whatever you had to do with the money. You make that interest payment and you get your Bitcoin back. And that is super duper powerful. When you see it for yourself, you're going to understand why it's so innovative. To me, it's Uber to the cab companies. It's Airbnb to the hotel companies. Decentralized finance is that to the banks. So, and all of this is kind of connected to NFTs. If you see why this NFT boom is happening, it's because a lot of people are making money in decentralized finance. But NFTs in itself are amazing, because what it does is it creates this way of people making money off things forever, either collectible, art, And even eventually there was somebody who just sold a percentage of their home as an NFT. So they basically took in value through NFT for their home. And I believe they were going to share in the revenue of, I think they were going to rent it out and share the revenue with the person that owns the NFT. All this stuff is super like mind bending, but super interesting right now. And I want to start the conversation. Anybody in Clubhouse or anywhere else that I'm working in right now, that I'm streaming in, any questions about anything I just said? Anybody anywhere? I know I said a lot of stuff. So, all right, I'll start out with the NFTs that I bought. Unless somebody does have a question, just jump in anytime. I'm going to start with the NFTs that I purchased and why. The first one I'll start out with is NBA Top Shots. NBA Top Shots is this genius idea. As a kid, I collected baseball, basketball, football cards, right? And in doing that, why we would collect these cards was because we thought one day they would be worth more money, right? I would get I'm gonna show my age here. I would get like a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, and we would like put it in a safe because we're like, oh my God, he's gonna be one of the best players in history. This rookie card is gonna be worth so much money one day. But we had to basically keep it safe. And I didn't. I don't even know where that card is anymore. And I had like maybe 3 of them. Ken Griffey Jr. turned out to be one of the best players in history. That's like having a LeBron James and it going in the garbage, right? Well, now NBA Top Shots is a way for you to still do that. And my son is very into the NBA. Instead of buying him basketball cards, I bought him a pack of these NBA Top Shots. Why? Because I know he can't just throw them in the garbage. Like, I've actually bought him packs and packs of Pokemon cards because I thought, okay, you say they're going to be worth money one day, I'll buy you packs. They're literally on the floor, wrinkled up in under my dressers and stuff like that. So they're garbage, right? With NBA Top Shots, when you buy it, it goes on the blockchain. It's not the Ethereum blockchain, it's a different blockchain. And now forever, it's linked to us. So when I die, he can keep those cards. If they end up being worth a lot more, then he gets that reward instead of like what I did when I was a kid and I got all those Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards that are, I don't even know where, right? So when I was buying it, so this was last Wednesday it started. The process of how they do NBA Top Shots is super interesting too, right? It really replicates a drop. So like, let's say you wanted to buy the new Jordans and they're coming out and you got to get online for the store, right? And let's say the store says, I only got 100 pairs of Jordans. So if you're online and you're past the 100th person, you're screwed, right? So NBA Top Shots recreates that, right? And what they do is you have to be willing to be in the drop. You have to press, okay, I'm down to get in the drop. I have money in my wallet. And then at that time, they randomly generate where in line you are. So the first day I tried to buy an NBA Top Shot, I get there, I get in line like 10 minutes early. I'm waiting. They randomly generate my number. I was like number 99,000th in line. And they had like 8,000 packs, something like that, right? And I was like, oh man, I guess I am not getting it. So I waited just to see how it worked, and I didn't get the pack. So, and then they were dropping the first ever All-Star pack. So I was like, there gotta be money in that, right? It was $230. The first pack was like 18, something like that, 15. So I was like, you know what? It's worth it. But I was also teaching my son about investment, right? I told him, look, only reason I'm paying this is because I know this is the first ever NBA All-Star Top Shot pack. So there's going to be value to that one day. So I said, look, I'm going to pay the $230 and we're going to hope we get a good card. So that night, the website goes down in the middle, and I'm trying to put money in through my credit card, right? And the credit part is just broken. So they shut down the website. And I was like, all right, I was 99,000th in line. I wasn't going to get it anyway. Cool. No, actually, this was the NBA Top Shot. I mean, the All-Star pack. it just shut down because they were having overwhelming problems. I was like, I think they didn't even set the number yet, right? But nobody could do anything, so they shut it down. The next day they said, okay, we're gonna do it today. I go back, the credit card thing is still down. So I say, you know what? I'm gonna pay through crypto, because you could pay through credit card or you could pay through Ethereum or Bitcoin and stuff like that. So I sent Ethereum and I had my money to buy the wallet, to buy the pack. Crashes again. The website crashes again. So, and then Friday, I'm at work. Randomly, I see the pop-up. We're doing the drop at 12 o'clock. I get in line. I happen to get 3,000 out of 7,500 packs. So I was in line with the right amount of, distance to get a pack. So I buy the pack. I wait to get home. I open it with my son. So I got video of that too. I'll link to it. I'll make a video of that. You bought some Theta Coin? Cool. Theta Coin is going to be the competitor to things like YouTube Live and Twitch, which I'm on right now live. But watch out for Theta. Theta is going to be a way to stream and make money decentralized. So you're going to keep hearing that word, decentralized. When I said decentralized finance, right? It basically means no middleman. No middleman. So nobody can tell you what to do or take money out of your pocket or change anything on you that you're not part of, because in these coins you basically get voting rights. It's a whole thing. That's why I'm telling you, you got to go down the rabbit hole, and I'm glad you're going down the rabbit hole, Flash. What's up, all my Meta Bronx guys and girls? So I get it, and I wait to get home. And again, I'll show you. I'll edit that video later. But the experience of NBA Top Shots is pretty cool, right? So you get the card, you get the pack. The pack opens. I mean, it shows the pack and it's like bouncing, and there's music playing, like hyping you up. It's kind of like, remember when the Chicago Bulls would come out and they got the music, and they really replicate excitement of the sport, which was really cool. So the pack is bouncing. And then I'm like, you ready to click it? And we click it and it like opens, it explodes, it opens, and pieces come out. But you still don't see what cards you have. Then you got to press each, like it's like a little diamond. And then it like animates and does like a spin and it shows you the highlight. So the first highlight I think I got was Zion Williamson, who's like one of the top rookies, doing a crazy dunk. And my son's like, oh, we got a Zion, that got to be worth money. So, and then I get a Kevin Durant dunking, and it was a really nice play too. And he's like, oh, we're making money, right? And I'm like, yeah, we're making money. I'm trying to make sure we connect it to investment, not just NBA, right? Then I get another Zion card, the same exact Zion highlight. So I'm like, damn. And he's like, no, Dad, that means since he's good, now we got 2 times whatever the value of that is. And I'm like, I like the way you think, son. Right? So then I get an all-star card, right? At the end, I get an all-star card. And I start to say, all right, so how do we know how much this is worth? I start to like really go through the website. And actually, I could probably pull it up. Let me pull it up. I mean, I know everybody on Clubhouse, you can't see it, but you can go to the YouTube later. So you basically can see how much people are willing to pay for the card that you have. So I'll go right now and show you. So it's pretty interesting because as soon as I got the card, I went to the marketplace and people were willing to pay $750 for the card. And I was like, I paid $230 for the whole pack. So I was like, that's not a bad deal if you think about it as an investment. Of course, over time, things go up and down, like all the people freaking out about Bitcoin today. If you bought it and it was higher, it's down. So don't freak out. It's going to come back up. All my friends are trying to figure out how to buy as much as possible right now versus freaking out and selling it. That's one of the big parts of investment that you got to wrap your brain around. It's very rare an investment goes down and just turns into zero. Most of the time, you wait long enough. Actually, Warren Buffett said this. You can make money in almost every investment if you hold it long enough, right? And that makes sense. So I'm going to show you my collection really quick. I got so many windows open. All right, share my screen. So if you never saw NBA Top Shots, no, cancel what's going on. Share screen. All right. All right. So I'll show you. See, I got the 2 Zion Williamsons, right? So what it does is it animates and then it shows you the highlight. So right now on the Clubhouse, you see Zion just dunking on somebody. But it says, okay, it says there's 2,400 available for sale by collectors. So if you press that button, you go to the marketplace where right now they're selling that one card. The lowest asking price is $49. The highest asking price is $5,000. So the reason that's different is because it depends on what number card you have. And I'll try to show you that. All right, here it is. So you see the number of the card is serial number 3, serial number 16, serial number 45. The higher, the lower the number, the higher the value. So you see this is a number 3, so it's worth $5,000. Mine was a number 33,000. So I'm more going to be in the $50 range for now. But again, this is the first ever year of NBA Top Shots. If I hold this for 10, 20 years, these are going to be valuable, I think. So my son is going to see it. He's going to keep collecting if he wants. And we're just going to hold them and see what happens. And he's going to decide when we sell them, when we make money or not. And that to me is a lesson that I wanted to teach my son anyway. But now the NBA Top Shot allows me to do it within something that he likes, right? NBA. So that's super interesting. And of course, we could talk more about NBA Top Shots. Anytime anybody has a question, definitely just jump in and ask. But NBA Top Shot is cool. You can go to the marketplace and just see what's available. Another thing that I had to do was because to buy the NBA All-Star Pack, you had to already own 3 highlights. But I had never owned any packs. So I had to go in here and buy 3 highlights. But look, you go buy a highlight for $10. This is some player I never even heard of in my life. $10, I'll buy it. But look, the highest level is $3,000 on this card. So I did that. I bought a few for like 20 here, 15 there to get the 3 packs. And then I went in line. I made sure my wallet was right. I had the money in there. So if you're going to do NBA Top Shots, I suggest you go in now, set all that up, because if you try to go the day of the drop, good luck. You're going to have huge problems doing anything. So if you want, just make sure your wallet has money in it. Make sure you have a lot of times they make sure you have at least bought a pack before, or when it's a big time pack, they want you to at least own three highlights. So you could buy $10 highlights just to have the 3. And then when the packs come around, you are able to get in. So that's that.
About gas fees and all the stuff that we were talking earlier.
So that's the interesting thing about NBA Top Shots. It's its own blockchain. So there's no gas fee. They're using the Wax blockchain, which is Wax P if you want to invest, which I've invested in that one because of NBA Top Shots and a few other ones actually. They're using a different blockchain, and that coin is like 0.002 cents or something like that. So I was like, if more people use NBA Top Shot, maybe that coin will go up. So this is where, like, the name of my show is called Entrepreneur and Investor Connection. The reason why I name it that is because now I'm realizing late in life that you have to know both sides. You have to really understand the entrepreneurship side, and you have to really understand the investment side. And the more you understand of both, the better you're at both. So when I look at Wax P and I think about the business model, they already have NBA as a partner, right? And I hear more stuff. They're doing stuff with other brands, and it's low. So I'm like, as an investor, good opportunity. Nobody knows this exists yet. And once most people don't even know what NBA Top Shots is. It's still in beta mode. It says beta on the website. So once people understand what this is and start collecting it, and the NBA is not going to let go of this anytime soon. They're making a killing on this. That Wax P coin will go up, right? So see how you get the connection. So, all right, I'm going to take the next NFT I bought was my block. I bought my block I grew up on. Somebody got a question?
I do. I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you set up this is all like Chinese to me too.
Oh, no, it definitely
5 years ago.
It definitely is.
I need to set up my wallet and buy, what is it, Ethereum or whatever that is. How do I get money in my wallet?
All right. First step. Glad you asked this. First step is you have to buy specific types of coins to put it in a wallet that you can do stuff like this. The places I do it are Coinbase, Gemini, and Cash App. Those are the 3 ones I mostly use. I use Cash App for Bitcoin because Cash App is one of the fastest ways to get Bitcoin, and it has one of the cheapest fees. So if you're going to buy Bitcoin, I would buy it there. Problem is, you have to take it out of Cash App and put it in a wallet, which is the Metamask wallet. So I'll share with you guys the Metamask. It's one of the main used wallets. It has a I'll show you actually. Let me share my screen again. It basically has a Chrome extension, and when you are about to, all right, okay, so MetaMask.io. Right? So you have to create what's called a MetaMask wallet, right? But the big thing you have to make sure you do, because there's no reset password on these wallets. Web 3.0 is at the point where if you're not on top of your own stuff, you are screwed. Like if you lose your password, nobody can help you. Nobody. Like that's why a lot of people have lost.
Important that people learn about, because as Miguel is saying, there's no resetting password. There's no contacting a company to help you out. You're on your own.
You're on your own, and it's a pretty significant password. It's not like 10 words. It's not 10 letters. It's 15 words in a specific order. And if you don't have that order and those words, you can't get into your wallet. And a major thing because of hacking, you don't want to have those words on your computer in a file saved on some cloud, because those things get hacked. And if they hack them and they have your password, they can get at your money, right? So there's some definite like things you got to make sure you understand when you get into this world, and just test it with a little. I started testing with like $500. I wasn't in here dropping crazy money. I was just putting $500 just to test the water. The gas fees back then were a lot less though. Now the gas fees are about $150, at least from the last few transactions I just made. But here's where you start the wallet, MetaMask, right? So what you do is you buy on Coinbase, Cash App, wherever. Gemini is another one. Another reason I have so many, I use so many, is because the banks right now don't even know how to deal with this. Just like any innovation, they would rather slow it down. Like, whoa, let's figure this out before we let our people use it, because they understand what's going down. They're about to get their lunch eaten. So I've had to go to like so many different banks. The only reason I was able to do as much of this crypto stuff as I can is because I literally know the CEO of the bank I mostly use. It's a community bank. That's part of why I bank at a community bank, because I know the CEO, right? If I was just dealing with Chase or something like that, a lot of this stuff I probably wouldn't even be able to do. So I like put a little bit on each app, so I get around the bull of the bank system pretty much. So let's say you put $500 in Cash App in Bitcoin. You can't. So here's a big thing. You can't just send Bitcoin to a MetaMask wallet. This is why Bitcoin is valuable, but it's also not as valuable, in my opinion. It's going to be valuable as a store of value. It's just like gold. You can't walk around with gold and buy things. You keep gold wherever you can keep it, so it just holds your value. That's kind of what's going on with Bitcoin. To actually use Bitcoin to buy things, you have to create what's called wrapped Bitcoin. Whole big thing there. Of course, we're going to make videos about all this, but I found out how to wrap Bitcoin, and I went to this website, and they tell you, put your Bitcoin in here, put the wallet you want it to go to, and they're going to charge you a fee to wrap it. So I do it. I press the button. Like an idiot, I didn't ask anybody. And it was a lot of Bitcoin at that point. And I'm like, where'd my Bitcoin go? Like, it literally disappeared off the screen. And I'm like, I just lost my Bitcoin. And I was freaking out because then Bitcoin goes so slow that it was like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I lost all my Bitcoin. And then it popped up and I just was like, oh my God, never again. I'm never doing that again. So anytime you want to wrap Bitcoin, just buy it in Coinbase. And instead of buying Bitcoin, you could buy WBTC. That's wrapped Bitcoin. It's the same exact amount as Bitcoin. So the reason you do that though is because then you could send it to a MetaMask wallet and do stuff with it. Versus Bitcoin, you can't. You can't. You can only keep it in a Bitcoin wallet and you could do basically nothing with it. So that's a big lesson I had to learn, and I'm never doing that again. And you're welcome on that. Hope you guys don't fall into that trap, even though it worked out for me, but it was very scary. MetaMask,
So
to answer your question.
to play around with Cash App with very little money. There are also limitations there. You're not able to send out as much as you think. Problems that a lot of my clients are having right now. People have tons of Bitcoin. They want to do stuff with it, but there are limits daily, weekly. So you have to play around.
Yeah, and then when you try to take it out, so when I tried to take it out of Cash App, I had to do a few things. I had never had to show my ID yet because I got into Cash App a long time ago. But to take out my money from Bitcoin, they started to ask me all these questions. I had to go through all this stuff. And then like days later, it let me send it out. So that's where this Bitcoin thing and Ethereum and crypto in general, it's decentralized finance. So you got to move fast sometimes. But if you're caught in this like a wrong coin and you can't move, you lose out. Like today, for instance, even me, we were on the phone today because I wanted to buy because everything went down and I ran out of gas fees. I ran out of Ethereum because I'm doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'm borrowing against my crypto. I'm doing all kind of crazy tests to learn the system with Omar in our group, right? So I couldn't spend the gas fee to buy. So luckily Omar looked out for me, sent me some Ethereum. I sent them some money back. It's a whole crazy mess, but it's cool to have a group that you can like move around with.
People around you that can help you 100%. I'm just going to stress the fact that you have to be careful. You have to have people around you that know what they're doing.
So good question. So Shot by Flash is asking, is MetaMask better than Ledger? There's no better. Actually, Ledger means, and I got one right here. Look, I got one right here. This is called cold storage, right? What cold storage is let's say you take your Bitcoin off Cash App and you just want to keep it somewhere safe. And you put this in a safe, literally in a safe. And as Bitcoin grows year after year, it's in here. Nobody could touch it. The thing is, it's not you can't use it. You can't do anything with it. So let's say today I tell you, hey, did you know you can borrow against your Bitcoin and use it to buy more coins or buy more things so they grow more in value? And you're like, yeah, I want to do that. Now you can't do it. It's in the ledger. So there's pros and cons to it. If you just want to use it like actual gold, then this is your gold storage, right? Like this is your vault. But if you want to actually have ways to move it around, play with it, try to invest more, MetaMask is better. And they're both the same thing. You got to have your pass key. So what I've heard is people buy these, then they put them in safety deposit boxes and they put the password in a different safety deposit box. And that's a way to, because there's people with like hundreds of thousands of dollars in this stuff, right? So it's pros and cons to everything. You just got to really like figure out what you want to do. And I bought this because I was like, all right, I got in early. It's going up and up and up. I'd rather just have it somewhere and not worry about it. But then I just started seeing all the different things you could do with it. And I was like, this has been sitting here ever since I learned that, and I haven't used it yet. So that's my story there is MetaMask is better, in my opinion, because you could do more. Like you could grow your money faster in MetaMask than in a ledger. And a ledger is more be safe with it. But just to really lay down assets and investment, cryptocurrency is a risky asset. It's a volatile asset. Yes. Bitcoin is the safest one of the volatile assets, right? Most people have it, biggest market cap, has a limited amount of coins that will ever be created. So the value of it is going to go up and up and up. I've heard people that say Bitcoin is going to be at 1.5 million in 5 years. I've heard people that say 300,000 this year, 100,000 this year. Who knows? All I know is I believe in the technology.
I'm trying to focus on like people are saying at the end of the year it will reach 100K.
Yeah. So, you see a lot of different.
I want to see it do that first.
Well, that's the thing, right? This is where talking to people like Omar, and we have a group that we work with. That's 2x, right? You're looking at the 2x and you're like, if I can get 2x, that would be amazing. We're messing with coins that 3x in one day. Of course, they're volatile, so you're risking a little more, but there's coins that will 20x this year. And of course, it's a whole nother ball game, and you got to be much more savvy.
20x since the beginning of the year.
Already, exactly.
Yes.
So that's where, when you think about investors in general, again, why it's good to understand entrepreneurship and investors. Investors spread out their risk, right? So, like for me, I'm doing the same thing, right? I've been in real estate. You guys see me doing the leisure fund thing, and you're going to hear more about that. I'm not stopping doing the real estate thing. The real estate is the safest asset, right? The building is not going nowhere unless the earth dies, right? So I have that as one asset, but then the riskiest asset, I'm looking at that. And of course, as I grow the risky asset, I'll buy more safe asset, right? But I had this good conversation with a real estate person this week. Real estate person was like, why I'm getting out of real estate right now is because what's the best I can do on real estate per year? 15% on a good year. So let's say what that means is I spend $100,000 on a property and I'll make $15,000 a year. Not bad. You're not getting that in the bank. He was like, right, already this year, I've done 400% on my money. So he's like, why am I going to keep doing real estate when I'm getting returns like that? I'm going as much in that as possible, but he also has safe assets, right? So what I would say, this is why they call it personal finance, and I'm not your financial advisor. You have to come up with your own personal strategy of how you want to start investing, but just start, right? Just, you can put $20 here, $100 there. You can invest in any asset class with very little money now, which makes this a great time. The reason why I'm really talking about crypto is because we're kind of in this crazy moment of crypto where most of the world doesn't even know it exists, but it's innovating at a speed and a level that I've never seen. And NFTs is just one part of it. And it's an important part though, because it's getting the whole world to start looking at crypto. And then they're going to start investing in it. Just like a lot of you that I'm talking to right now. 6 months ago, I was talking about crypto too, but it was NFTs that really picked it up and have more people reaching out to me and being like, all right, how can I buy some of this stuff? Right. So any questions from anybody? All right. Why is Bitcoin? Yeah. Go ahead. Go. Any question? Go.
So it's Andrew Miguel.
Hey, Andrew, what up? You were one of the first people to tell me about NFTs too. I'll give you that props.
Yeah. Well, so I guess my question is, so first of all, you create your wallet, right? And you write down your your code, and then you put it in a book or something that's not going to go away or safe, right? You know, you invested in NBA Top Shots. How do you keep track of all of the things that you have investments in? That's number one. And then number two, how do you know, like 20 years down the line, your, Michael Jordan rookie card is worth something? How do you keep track of the wallet so that you can actually access the money down the line?
So that's a good question. And I mean, I'm learning, but what I do is I make different wallets. I have a wallet where I'm buying NFT stuff. I have a wallet where I'm doing leverage finance, decentralized finance. So what that means is I'll put up my crypto and I borrow against it and I buy more coins. I have a wallet that because I'm starting to teach people. We're going to make a course and we're going to make a community around it. So I have a wallet where it's public. All these wallets are public, by the way. If you have the right address, you can see every single transaction. So what I'm doing is I'm building a wallet where I can show that I grew this wallet from very little money to a lot of money by using the systems that I'm talking about. So I have about like 6 or 7 wallets, to be honest. Then the NBA Top Shot is its own little ecosystem where it's not connected to your wallet. It's a username and password. They're kind of blending the worlds. They're keeping Web 2.0 with a little bit of Web 3.0. So it's not only based on your wallet like OpenSea. OpenSea is based 100% on your wallet. You log in with your wallet. So wallets now for Web 3.0 are the user name. I mean, it's like kind of like your user login and password. So when you go to these websites, They just connect right to your wallet, and you can do stuff with the money. It sees what collectibles you have, and you can do whatever. But NBA Top Shot doesn't do that. So my current model is make a wallet based on what I'm going to do around that wallet. And I name the wallet so I know, all right, one wallet is for leverage investing. One wallet is a test for a course that I'm building. One wallet is for NFTs. One wallet is for maybe one crazy, like I'm starting to invest in these like gambling coins. There's some coins that like you can, there's this coin that I bought on Sunday night. I watched this YouTube video. It's called Chain Games. What it does is it lets you gamble on games that you play against your friends. So let's say me and you, Shot by Flash, we playing NBA 2K against each other, and I'm like, I bet you $10 you can't beat me. And you say, all right, I'm willing to put that $10 up. We both put $10 up, and at the end of the game, automatically whoever won, the money goes in their wallet. That is valuable. And right now, a few big games already have it. I think it's Madden, but they're about to come out with Fortnite, a bunch of different games. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's going to do amazing. So I bought the coin, go to sleep. Next day, I look, worth 3 times as much as I put in that night. And I was like, holy crap. Good call, right? So I'm looking at stuff like that. There's another one where you can do poker. I think it's Poker Coin, where you can play poker against people and put up chips, your coins. So I was like, I think people will do that. Like the degenerative stuff, like I think people gaming and like gambling, I could see that popping. So I was like, hey, I'll throw a few coins in. I want that coin. Which one? Joanna, which coin? It was Poker Coin or Coin Poker and Chain Games. Those are the two that I just did. And a few other ones. We got a bunch that we the part of it is, again, with investment, right? When you deal with investors, they diversify by investing as many things as possible. So if you have a guy who's rich and he has $1 million, or girl that has $1 million to invest in, they don't put $1 million in one thing. They'll put either 100,000 in 10 things, 20,000 in 50 things, right? And that diversifies their luck, right? So that's how I'm looking at it. I'd rather be 100, 200, 500 in as many coins as possible. Some coins I'm really heavy in, that I'm like, all right, I really believe in that, or I bought it early enough so it grew, and like, you know, you bought it when it was a cent and now it's $2. That's how you get big time returns, right? Even if you put $10 in a coin that goes from 1 cent to $2, you're making a lot of money, right? So of course, very rare, but the more you're in, the luckier you can be. But why, again, entrepreneurship is important? Because I look at these coins and I research them and I see, let me see what the business is. Wait a minute, this is a shady business. Let me look at the team. This team looks fake. Let me see if I can't find these people on LinkedIn. This is probably bull. I can't find them on LinkedIn. I'm not buying it. But if I would have just been looking at the price and put in money, could have just lost my money, right? But as an entrepreneur that builds businesses, works with startups, I know, like, all right, if the team is fake, the business model is dumb, I don't care what the cents are. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put my money in there. It's garbage, right? So that's where I'm saying you got to understand both sides. So let me see. What's the other question? Why is Bitcoin the safest again? Okay, so Bitcoin is the safest cryptocurrency because it set out to do one thing pretty much. I know they call it cryptocurrency and people thought you were going to be able to buy things with it. Bitcoin set out to be the best store of value ever created, right? Gold, right now, the gold standard is supposed to be the best thing we could do, where it keeps money. It keeps the value of your money, right? So that's why rich people bought gold, because no matter what the dollar does, the stock market, gold pretty much stays the same. So if you're rich, you want your money to stay the same, you buy gold. The problem with gold is it's heavy. You actually have to spend a lot of money storing it and protecting it. It's not limited. They have mines all over the world that you can mine more gold. And there's asteroids they've already found with just like endless amount of gold. So what happens as more gold hits the world? How does that value be stabilized? Bitcoin has a limit of how many coins will ever be printed. So that's why they believe, and it's inevitable, that Bitcoin will get to $1 million. Because if everybody puts money in, and right now less than 5% of the entire planet have cryptocurrency. When the whole world owns Bitcoin, divide that by the amount of coins that will happen, that will ever exist, and you'll have $1 million very easily. So that's why they believe it will be $1 million. How long? That's another question, right? So you have to think about what you believe, right? When I first started believing in Bitcoin, maybe 2 years ago, I didn't know. I said, all right, who knows how long before the public gets in on this and understands it enough to get in on it. And I think the pandemic sped that up, right? And now a lot more people understand it a very little. So more people are buying and more people buying. That's why I talk about it, because the more of us, and when I say us, I mean non-filthy rich people that own it, the more we control it, right? Right now, I believe governments and stuff are scaring us off from buying it because they're buying it. They're buying as much of it as they can because they want to own as much of it as they can. If we go in there, there's more of us, 99% of us, 1% rich. If 99% own Bitcoin, then we flip the script on the world, right? So the more of us that own Bitcoin, the better. So that's why I keep talking about it. But it's just the tip of the iceberg. You got to understand this whole decentralized finance thing. And NFTs. I know we haven't spoken as much NFTs today. But let me show you another cool NFT that I bought. Go ahead. Any questions? Go ahead.
So do you know that the prices, as you know, price fluctuates daily. Do you think people that are just now getting into it, should they worry about that, or do you just need to get in?
In my opinion, you just need to get in. The reason why I say that is because look at what I just said. Bitcoin, I honestly believe one day it'll be $1 million. I don't know if it's 5 years, 10 years, 1 year. I don't know. That you got to talk to financial experts from wherever. So right now, today, when I woke up, I'm getting phone calls. Hey, Bitcoin's 50K. Should I buy it? And I'm like, hell yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to buy it. Like, and they're like, but what if it's gonna go down more? I'm like, look at the history of any type of investment ever, including the stock market. They have their dips and it just keeps going up. It keeps going up. It goes down, but it doesn't go down forever. The only way Bitcoin goes away forever is if everybody stops believing in it. Elon Musk just put $1.5 billion into it. Would you do that if you don't believe? And he just said you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin.
That was the most important part of it, that you can buy a Tesla with one Bitcoin.
So what he's saying is, I'm going to accept this as currency for my futuristic company. The most futuristic company out there, one of them, is telling you, I'm accepting this. Why? Because I know it's going to go up in value, one. Two, I believe in its future, right? And most innovation, people don't understand. Allison, you work with me on this stuff. You know it. We've been in conferences, in conference rooms, trying to convince people about augmented reality and crazy stuff like that. And now everybody knows about it. But when we talked about it, people were like, you guys are crazy, right? And that's what happens, right? Bitcoin first, we're still kind of there. People think you're crazy with this stuff. But the opportunity is never going to happen again, right? When you say, oh, it's 50K too much, are you going to look back at this time when it's $1 million and be like, damn, I should have gotten that 50K? You know what I mean? So it's up to you, though. Again, personal finance. With me, I do what's called dollar cost averaging, right? There's a term that I just learned as an investor. That basically means I put in 20, 25 bucks a week, no matter what the price is. I don't care if it's up, down, left, right, $25 going in every week. All right, so seems to be our generation's leader. Yeah. I mean, he's the tech leader. He's our Iron Man. All right, let me see if there's any questions from the community. Go ahead. Any other questions?
I got a question too. It's Andrew. So the other thing to consider, what about taxes? Because I'm converting dollars, which are issued by United States, right, into this currency that isn't regulated by any nation out there.
So,
and then when it comes back to dollars, the U.S. government's going to want their money, right?
So this is again why NFTs are exploding, right? If you're a person that bought Bitcoin when it was $6,000 and now it's 50, and let's say you got 10 of them, you don't want to pull it out. You want to keep it in crypto. You're buying NFTs instead of taking it out into dollars and buying art. Because when you take it out into dollars, you're paying that tax hit instead of just converting it to Ethereum, buying an NFT for 70 million. You didn't pay any taxes. You only, well, from my understanding, and of course, if you know better, I'm just learning. I'm not your tax advisor either. I think right this second, you only pay taxes on the gain. So when you take it out and it hits your bank account, let's say you took out $1,000 and you bring back in 100, the government is going to tax you on 99,000 because you just made 99,000 off that investment, just like any other investment. So, and of course, if you hold it over a year, you get a better tax rate. So that's another big thing to understand. This is why I say when you invest and make sure you're not really going to need the money for a while. Because if you take it out before the year, you get a huge tax liability. I think it's 40% or something like that. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. But if you take out the money before the year ends of your investment, you get a huge tax hit. So you want to keep it as long as possible in there. So every dollar you put in, think this is gone for at least a year, if not more. When I invest right now, I'm literally saying this money's dead to me. Like I'll never see it again until I need it.
Never invest more than you can afford.
Never invest more than you can afford to lose, right? But at the same time, this stuff will never go to zero. This is a conversation I've had many, many times with different people that are like, but should I do Bitcoin? What if it goes down? I'm like, yeah, but what if it goes up? It's never going to go to zero. Like, there's no way. I can't imagine it goes to zero. I could be wrong, though. That's why I'm not your financial advisor. But I believe in it. A bunch of people I know are believing it. The richer they are, the more they believe in it. So I'm like, all right, I'm onto the right thing, right? So let me show you this cool NFT, another cool NFT that I bought. And anybody who knows what augmented reality is, you will enjoy this NFT. Because what it does is it allows you, it's called Super World. It allows you to buy a real world location, and then you own that location, and whatever happens on that location has to go through you, right? So what I did was, let me show you. Oh man, I gotta change the wallet, I think. Oh no, perfect. I got the right wallet. I'm gonna go to get started, enter Super World. So what Super World is, everybody knows augmented reality. Everybody knows that eventually there's going to be glasses where you will be able to see digital things. Pokemon Go, right? Remember that? You're walking around looking for Pokemon. There's going to be glasses where we get to do that with everything. So I bought my block as augmented reality because on my block there's the Joker steps, right? In the movie last 2 years ago, however long, he was on these steps, and people from all over the world were coming to my block to see the steps and take pictures on those steps. So I was like, it'd be pretty cool to own my block, right, in augmented reality. But at the same time, I see the investment opportunity of making some type of Joker related thing on those steps and people coming to watch it and maybe having advertising or partnering with Warner Brothers, right? Who knows? But because now I own that block, maybe one day it's possible, right? So the way you can do that is you go here and you put in whatever address you want, and you just see if it's available. I don't even know where I'm at. I just press this and it says purchase. And when you go to purchase it, of course, you got to sign in, which I'm not signed in right now, but you purchase that block. And then they're coming out with the app pretty soon where you can literally place things in augmented reality on that area. So, of course, it's a little bit of risk because none of this stuff has been shown yet. But I've known this was going to happen for 10 plus years. I've been waiting for this forever. And the fact that this is the first one, they got a pretty good investment team, good advisors. So I'm like, if anybody has a shot, they do. I could be wrong. You know, and I mean, it cost me like $300 including gas fees, but the gas fees were a lot less when I did this. I don't know how much it costs today. you're probably looking at spending $300-400 to buy like a block or more of digital land. But again, think about real estate, right? Digital real estate to me is going to be worth more than physical real estate. And why is that? It's because there's a limit to how many people can be in physical real estate. If this works out, there's going to be a virtual area too. So millions of people all day, 24 hours a day could be going to my location, my block, and making me money, versus after a certain time, many people don't want to be on my block in the Bronx at night. Right? So there's what do you think is going to be worth more money one day, right? There was a plot of land in this other metaverse. That's what these are called. These are called metaverses, right? So metaverses are virtual worlds. And the idea is you buy land in a virtual world, and then people can go to it all day, every day, forever. So there was a plot of land I was looking at. It was $3,000 for 1 square. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I'm not doing it. So I started looking around, and I found that person bought that plot of land for $100 2 years ago. It's worth $3,000 now. I was like, wow, great investment. So then I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Came back maybe a week later. It was $6,000 for the plot. So it doubled in a week. Why is that? Because Atari is called Decentraland. Atari did a deal with Decentraland. I'll show it to you, where they're going to put a casino with games that you can gamble in Decentraland. So everybody was like, oh, Decentraland is going to be the place to be. And I'll show you Decentraland really quickly. And again, why am I buying gambling coins? Because I see that opportunity. And look, even Atari sees it, right? All right, so Decentraland. So I'm not gonna lie, if I make enough crypto, I'm buying some land in Decentraland. But you can see, like, there's games. It's like a walk. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto. You can walk anywhere you want, do anything you want. But there's actually people making businesses in here. Look, a casino. They made a casino in here where you could gamble and make money, right? So this is just a mind-bending new world that you have to start understanding, and it all starts with decentralized finance. You have to understand the new money, the new stock market, the new business. And I know I work in every part of the reality, right? We're talking about the future. There's the current and there's the past. Most people are in the past. They're not even in the current. I'm trying to get you to understand the future at the same time with this crypto stuff. And it's going to take time. It really is. I've been on this for a while, and I still don't fully understand it. And for all of you in Clubhouse, look out for the NFT rooms. They really have educated me on the whole idea of it all. What other questions we have? These are some other coins I've been looking at. It's really an interesting time, man, where we're in this crazy moment in history, I believe, where the reset of finance is happening. It's like Fight Club stuff, right? Like, at the end of the day, think about what I said. You can get, there's this bank called Nexo. You can get 12% interest on your money in this bank. Why would you have your money in a bank again? And you could switch it, do crypto instantly. Like, I've been trying to take money out of my 401k to invest in crypto for over a month, and I still don't have the money. And it's not like I got millions of dollars in my 401k either. I can't imagine the people with a lot of money in banks, how you get that out. I can't even imagine how this is going to work. When people really understand and start trying to take their money out of the banks, they're gonna lose their minds. So that's why you got to get up on it now and start slowly doing it. That's why I got like 3 different apps. I slowly do it. I got the relationship with my banker, right? My CEO of the bank is like, all right, I understand what you're doing. Just do it the right way, because I got to answer questions too as a bank, right? And I'm like, I get you. Just tell me what I need to do so you don't get in trouble and I don't get in trouble, right? But at the end of the day, it's seeing Uber and being a cab company and saying, all right, you just want to stay a cab company, cool. But I'm going to Uber, right? So that's basically why I'm creating this. I just want you guys to start thinking about it and going down the rabbit hole. Don't just look at my content. I thank you for being on all this entire time, but go check YouTube. Look up the word decentralized finance. Look up compound.finance. Look up Matic. Look up Ethereum. Start just understand. It's mind-bending stuff, I know. But the more we all can figure this out. It's not super rocket science. In the beginning, it feels like it. But the more time you spend trying to understand it, you will. They try to make it easy. They do. Of course, it's developers and finance people trying to make it easy. So it's not easy, but it's also not impossible to understand. It's money. 1 + 1 = 2. The difference is 1 + 1 = 2, but you can make that 10 quicker on crypto than anything else out there right now. But you really have to understand how to do it. It's not, you just, luck. I mean, it is somewhat luck because you got to really pick the winners, but it's just the beginning. This is the new stock market, I'm telling you. And we're here in the beginning of it. And that's why I say it's pretty unacceptable to not understand this. You're going to kick yourself. I'm telling you, I kick myself. I saw Bitcoin at 30 cents and I said, I don't understand this. I'm not dealing with this. My mind hurts. Imagine I'll just put $100. Like, how stupid is that not to put $100? Right? Like, never again, though. Never again. All right. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one.
Go ahead.
I think you may have said this earlier. I think you said Bitcoin, but I just want to ask one more time just to be clear. If you're going to put money into crypto right now, Bitcoin or Ethereum?
All right. Depends on your timeline. Right now, I would put in both. I would not only put one. I believe, again, I'm not your financial advisor. You can Google this, YouTube it yourself. I believe Ethereum is going to do more multiples in a shorter time than Bitcoin. Everybody's saying Bitcoin is going to double, maybe triple. If you look at this NFT space and you see how much money is going through Ethereum, and the only reason it's less is because of the gas fee. But they're working on fixing that. So if they fix that, Bitcoin is just going to be held in stuff like cold storage. Not really much you can do with, but hope it grows at its nice percent because it's going to grow at a better percent than most other things. But Ethereum is like an engine. You could do so many things with it that it's kind of impossible not to have it if you want to be in this crypto world. So if you think about it, all this stuff I've been telling you, you need Ethereum to do all of it. All of it. So the experts think Ethereum is going to 20x in the next year or something like that, right? So most people say 2x for Bitcoin, 3 maybe. Most people think 20x for Ethereum. And that's Ethereum. If you look at Matic is 30 cents.
That's
and
what I wanted you to focus on, Matic.
Matic is 30 cents, right? If Matic turns into a Ethereum type thing, which it is, it has you got to look it up. It can go to $10 and you went from 30 cents to $10. Do that math, right? Any other thing like Matic is in the 30s, the $30 to $300 per coin. Right now it's 30 cents. Imagine buying something at 30 cents that turns into $300. Think about that return. That's where just being in Bitcoin is risky to me. I'd rather have Bitcoin and still be in all these other coins, because if you have $1,000 in Matic and it turns to $300, rich, right? Like there's just no other way around it. If you have $1,000 in Bitcoin,
something quickly. When you say that, we have other ones that are the Matics at $30. I bought Uniswap at $1 and $3 when we were not sure. It kept going up and down. At one point, it reached $9. It went back down to $2.
And now it's $33, right? 33.
And now it's Uni today to speak is 26, 27.
Oh, it was 33
in the last
earlier.
few weeks. It has been about $30 to $35. But we got in at $1.
This is where we are, right? Like, but again, if you look at what Uniswap does, it's incredible. What Uniswap does is Again, it takes your MetaMask wallet and it says, okay, I want to buy this coin, Matic, for instance. I would show you, but then you're gonna see all my crypto stuff, and I don't want nobody to see that. You go into Uniswap and you say, I want to turn $500 of Ethereum into however many of Matic you'll give me. And Uniswap does that for you. Instantly, of course, it costs gas fees, but that is powerful. Coinbase can't do that. Coinbase, you can only buy the coins that Coinbase has. Uniswap has a lot more coins. So remember, again, this poker coin I told you about, I did that on Uniswap, right? This chain games, I bought that on Uniswap. You can't buy that on Coinbase. So that's where Uniswap is doing something that others are not. Matic is going to do the same thing. So Matic is going to be Ethereum plus Uniswap at the same time. And Ethereum just partnered with Matic. That's a big deal. Ethereum is the big dog in town, and they partner with Matic. They don't partner with everybody. They partner with Matic on whatever they're about to do. So that's pretty telling. And of course, I'm not your financial advisor. Do what you want, but I put money in Matic. So I guess we've been going over an hour. I'm glad we got a lot of people here. Any questions? Because I know I've been saying a lot of different. I'll show you NFTs. So the way to look at NFTs, because that's the name of this thing, how to find good NFTs is you want to look at the project overall and what you think can become of it, right? So for me, with NBA Top Shots, I said, if this becomes the future of basketball cards, and I could be in the first year of its existence buying cards, it's worth it, right? So that's what I did. With Super World, I said, if this works out and this becomes the metaverse augmented reality app, and I can have a location that I believe is going to get traffic, why not do it, right? You got to think of the upside. And again, you got to think about the entrepreneurship side of it. You got to say, is this real? Can this happen? And because I'm in the augmented reality space, me and Allison have been working on augmented reality for many years. We knew this was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. Now it's here. NFTs are coming out. Perfect storm. Worth it. I may be wrong. I mean, it cost me $300 to buy a plot of land. Just like that guy that bought 100 and now he's selling it for 3,000. Maybe one day I can sell it for 3,000, right? Who knows? But if worst case scenario, I'm in the game, right? I'd rather be in the game than look back like I did with Bitcoin and not have something in there, right? That will never happen again. If I see something that I think I don't understand, I stay there till I understand it. And if I believe in it or not, that's a whole different conversation. Like some of these coins, people are like, oh, this coin's 0.00001. All right, let me look at it. I don't believe in that business model. And I don't think that team is good. I'm not buying it. That's different than saying, I don't have time to understand this. That's unacceptable to me. And that's where decentralized finance, I'm telling you, it is unacceptable to not understand this, especially if you're a minority, because it is the playing field leveler. Literally, you could take out loans instantly without nobody telling you yes or no based on your cryptocurrency, which right now is growing in value every day, up and down. But you get to a point where you have enough cryptocurrency in a wallet, you can live your life off of it. And I already know people doing it. I already know people living their life off the cryptocurrency they have in a wallet instead of working. It's happened already. And this is just started, right? So let's all try to get there. Thank you for watching. Coming to the Clubhouse. Of course, DM me. Everything. Let's keep it going. I'm gonna keep talking about this stuff. I'm gonna keep showing you guys how to make this stuff happen. Keep telling you about NFTs I'm buying. Let's go. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff and let's get rich together. Thank you.